Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing a limited edition of 180 pieces for 2021. It is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Skeleton Red, a combination of black ceramic case, bracelet, and clasp, with a skeletonized dial that features red lacquered accents on the skeletonized version of the BVL 128 movement. The timepiece measures 40 millimeters in diameter by 5.7 millimeters thick, lug to lug. It measures 46 millimeters, the end link to end link across the bracelet, the total distance across the wrist, that is 50.1 millimeters. The watch, in a combination of mostly sapphire and ceramic, is very light and also extremely scratch resistant. If you can't stand refinishing and you want to know for a fact that your pre-owned watch has never been refinished, buy a ceramic watch. The timepiece wears easily on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference. It's frighteningly flat. As you can see, it sits lower than my wrist hair. It's not terribly broad across the wrist either, as the bracelet's quite flexible and the whole thing is incredibly light. I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, but you might be able to get away with wearing it on a 13.5 centimeter circumference wrist. The bracelet is nicely made and thoughtfully designed. You can see it is tapered, so it steps down from the 30 millimeter width of the lugs. And then it has actually two planes. There's a little bit of a recess at the center of every link, and you can see that every single link is removable. So these are retaining bars, so you'll need a block and a punch to size it, but with every link removable on both sides of the bracelet, you're going to get an outstanding fit. Taking a quick look at the clasp, you can see it too is in ceramic, and it's relatively flat and flush because you can see that there are, I'll do my best to show you this, there are recesses inside the links that are adjacent to the folding clasp, and then you can see how the clasp is designed to fold straight into the links and then fold flat, so the clasp is inside the links when closed to maintain a flat profile. Everything about this watch is thin. It is the Octo Finissimo series. Now, Bulgari claims there are no fewer than 100 facets on the lug's bezel and the plinth beneath the bezel. I haven't counted, but it is certainly a complex and enduring shape, as the modern Octo was introduced back in 2000, and it only became the Octo Finissimo in 2014. So this look is relatively new, but the Octo as a design has been going strong for over 20 years now. The timepiece features a scale for reading the minutes, and then we also have a power reserve indicator in small seconds. The power reserve manually wound is 65 hours. You can see that it's fairly easy to read the watch, as the red lacquered hands stand out well against the anthracite-colored movement below. The movement is open and available for you to see. We can enjoy the escapement as well as the balance from the dial side. The BVL 128 SK for skeletonized is only 2.35 millimeters thick, but the movement, which is made for this case, is properly sized to suit over 36 millimeters in diameter. It's about 36.6 millimeters, and you can see how it fills up the case back, even as it is slim enough to make this watch as slender as it is. Now, the finishing is of high quality. Let's start with the dial side, because both sides are movement. You can see that the beveling is done well. It's mirrored, it's rounded, it's started mechanically, but it's finished by hand. And you can see that because it has that glinting, mirrored gleam that comes when you hand finish a beveled edge as opposed to just machine filing it. Now, you can see that the entire set of bridges has been engine turned, so there's a satin pattern that is perfectly aligned from piece to piece. You can also see that the barrel is open, so you can enjoy the coiling of the mainspring as it winds up. It is a manual winder. It is not the Octo Finissimo automatic base. It's the 128, not the 138. You could see the Motion Works at center, which is the system that drives the hands, and then you could see the Keyless Works, which is the system that operates the clutch that selects winding and setting, and you can see the winding pinion and the crown wheel visible. You'll also appreciate that all the screw heads are black polished and the wheels are satinated. There's a full balance bridge to better brace the balance. The balance here beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. And you can see that the movement is treated with the same nickel anthracite coating on the reverse side. The wheels here are silvered, which makes for a nice subtle contrast with the anthracite gray. And it is a very thin movement. It's been entirely evacuated. You can see on both sides. Quite impressive. You can even see the underlying mechanism that powers the power reserve indicator. Incredibly attractive, almost completely impervious to scratches, and hot off the press, as this 2021 model has only just become available pre-owned. It's 30 meters water resistant, but that's really the only restriction on the use. Otherwise, this is a watch you can wear and enjoy every day. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.